President Bola Tinubu to depart Abuja for Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, January 26, 2025 for African Heads of State Energy Summit. Senate shifts resumption of plenary from Tuesday 28 January to Tuesday 4th of February 2025. Kogi State Government approves 316.5 million for bursary disbursement. Hello and welcome to the News Desk at CNN Channels 24. We are reaching you live from Abuja. I am Mina Daniels. President Bola Tinubu will depart Abuja on Sunday for Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, to participate in the Africa Heads of State Energy Summit on January 27 to 28, 2025. In a release by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the summit hosted by the government of Tanzania in collaboration with the African Resources Energy Challenges. It will discuss accelerating energy access in underserved regions, renewable energy, energy efficiency, and mobilizing private sector investment. On the first day at the ministerial level, participating countries, including Nigeria, will present their national energy strategies, termed compacts, detailing their approaches to achieving universal energy access within 5 years. On the second day, heads of state will endorse the Dar es Salaam Energy Declaration, outlining a unified roadmap for Africa's progress towards the Mission 300 objectives. President Tinubu will deliver a national statement reaffirming Nigeria's commitment to achieving universal access to energy and its leadership role in Africa's energy sector. He will also highlight Nigeria's ongoing clean energy initiatives and its strategy to drive integrated energy delivery in the continent. Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu, Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, the Special Advisor to the President on Energy, Olu Vehayen, and other senior government officials will accompany President Tinubu on the trip. He will return to Abuja after the summit. Senate has shifted the resumption date of plenary from Tuesday 28th January to Tuesday 4th of February 2025. In a statement, the clerk to the Senate, Andrew Warbia, explained that the change is due to the ongoing budget defense. The one-week postponement is as agreed by the leadership of the Senate. And towards complementing the federal government's efforts to tackle food insecurity, the National Association of Sorghum Producers, Processors and Marketers of Nigeria, NASPAM, has called for a partnership. The newly elected national president of NASPAM, Abdul Kadir Ibrahim Gaya, made the appeal while addressing journalists during the inauguration of the association's new executive committee in Abuja. He pledged the association's commitment to supporting President Bola Tinubu's vision of improving food production in Nigeria. According to Gaya, NASPAM will embark on key reforms in the coming months to restructure and reposition the organization for the benefits of peasant farmers and stakeholders in the sorghum value chain.
As the Association of Sorghum, producers of sorghum, processors of sorghum, and marketers of sorghum, we key in to the president's pronouncement with our members spread all over the 36 states. We have more than 2 million producers under the fold of NASPAM. We have I don't know exactly the number of processors and marketers that we have. If we are able to harness this using both the dry and when it is in production, I think food insecurity will be reduced to the barest minimum in this country.
We are calling on the government, the development partners to please work together with this association. The commodity is very important. The commodity is food, the commodity is medicinal, the commodity is also livestock feeders at the same time. So we believe that it will go a long way in supporting Nigerian farmers. It will go a long way in supporting Nigerians.
New members received their certificates and pledged unwavering commitment to their duties. The U.S. air carriers United Airlines Boeing 787 departed from Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, to Washington, D.C. at about 12 midnight on Thursday, January 23, 2025, made an air return to Lagos and landed safely at about 3:22 in the morning on Friday, 24th of January. In a press statement, the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Obiageli Ora, indicates that all 245 passengers and 11 crew members on board were disembarked and rescued safely. She further stated that the 4 passengers and 2 crew members sustained major injuries due to panic during the turbulence, including about 27 passengers are receiving medical attention at various health facilities, while passengers who sustained minor injuries were given first aid treatment and were discharged immediately. Investigation is ongoing to find the root cause of the incident. The authority says FAN will continue to provide updates as they become available. Federal government, through the Ministry of Steel Development, has sought World Bank support for the development of steel roadmap and other critical areas of the steel sector in Nigeria. Minister of Steel Development, Prince Shoaibu Abubakar Audu, in a meeting with World Bank delegation in the ministry's headquarters in Abuja, disclosed that as a vital sector for economic progress and industrialization, it is imperative that a comprehensive roadmap for the steel sector be developed to address the current issues and pave way for a sustainable future for steel in Nigeria. He noted that the need for a strategic plan for the steel industry in Nigeria cannot be overstated. He added that with the right framework in place, the industry can unlock its full potential, create jobs, boost local production, and contribute significantly to the country's GDP. Prince Audu disclosed that some of the critical areas that need to be addressed in the roadmap include evaluation and determination of steel raw materials, develop health safety guidelines for the steel sector in Nigeria, design and develop a national metal scrap policy framework, develop a national steel laboratory for quality assurance, as well as the development of an online portal for steel and other metal products imported into the country. Leader of the World Bank delegation, Nora Afa, says the World Bank has a work program and activity plan outlined beginning from January 2025 that will see a roadmap for Nigeria drafted and adopted by August 2025. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has approved a sum of 316.5 million naira bursary allowances for 8,750 students in tertiary institutions. Ajibola Christopher reports that the Deputy Governor of the state, Salifu Joel Oyibo, represented the governor at the event held in Government House, Lokoja.
Presented by the Deputy Governor, Salifu Joel Oyibo, while flagging off the disbursement of bursary allowances to students, says education remains a critical tool in combating crime and driving development in a society. The 2025 appropriation bill recently signed into law, he noted, allocates over 30% to education sector, maintaining that this substantial investment underscores government's unwavering belief in the transformative power of education. The governor also said that while free education at the secondary school level is commendable, He believes that the financial burden on families does not end there. Therefore, government has strengthened its bursary administration to support students in tertiary institutions with a view to easing the financial burden on students.
We are disbursing the sum of 30,000 naira to each of the 8,549 undergraduates captured in this year's bursary scheme. Additionally, we are providing 300,000 naira to each of our 201 students of the Nigerian Law School. This initiative will cost the state over 316 million naira.
He told the students that the future of the state belongs to them, stressing that his administration will listen and collaborate with them by creating an environment they can excel. Chairman, State Scholarship Board says the vision of the board is to excel in the provision of bursary and scholarship for Kogi students to enable them succeed. He appreciates the state governor for approving the review of the bursary allowances from 12,000 to 30,000 naira.
And similarly, His Excellency presented a 1.5 billion naira supplementary budget to cater for bursary and scholarship for Kogi students, which was swiftly approved by the Kogi State House of Assembly.
There were goodwill messages from student unions, as well as the government officials appreciating the governor for his proactive step in supporting the students.
The Motivation African Youth Initiative joined the rest of the world to celebrate this year's International Day of Education, urging students to embrace artificial intelligence. Discussions focus on the intersection of artificial intelligence and education in safeguarding human agency amidst increasing automation as educators, policymakers, innovators, and youth leaders explored strategies for navigating the challenges and opportunities presented by artificial intelligence in education, while emphasizing the importance of retaining human-centered values.
And so I believe strongly that this is the right time for us to drive home the need for proper enlightenment, proper inclusivity. And notice I'm saying proper, because we do have enlightenment, we do have inclusivity, but how can we further ensure that we drive home this message to the nooks and crannies of the society? At MEIAI, we believe that for us to achieve the Africa of our dreams or the Nigeria of our dreams, we need to start from one community at a time.
We're in a world of big data, a world, where things are moving at frenetic spaces, not just at the individual level, but at the collective level. But what are we going to do at the governmental level? This initiative is just for us to cross-fertilize ideas, on how we shouldn't be excluded in the AI, Internet of Things matrix, as the case could be.
You're watching the News Desk Assis on NTNS 24. We have more reports in just a moment. To stay with us.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,400 456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary health care center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Thanks for joining us again. In Ekiti State, government is taking steps to regulate the operations of scavengers in the state to enhance security and boost its revenue drive. This is the focus of an engagement with the leadership of the National Association of Scrap and Waste Dealers Employers of Nigeria, popularly known as scavengers, across the 16 local government areas in the state. Olukemi Sani has details.
Major cities in the country, combing every nook and cranny, pilfering valuables in the name of scavenging for scraps. Following the receipt of several complaints from people on the activities of these scavengers, many of them engaging in theft, vandalization, spying and releasing information to kidnappers and hoodlums, among others.
Take appropriate steps to ensure that the activities of this scavenger do not escalate into another crisis we'll be managing in the state.
Is to be sure that all these scavengers are carefully being profiled.
We should capture them under the tax net because they don't even pay tax.
We propose that we are going to give them uniform too for identification with the ID card. So the safety of our people is important to us.
The state government, reaffirming its unwavering commitment to safeguarding residents, reiterated that only registered scavengers will be allowed to do business in the state, stressing that relevant security agencies, including the police, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the DSS, will be involved for enforcement. Yusuf Dangoro, a scavenger from Ikere Ekiti, pledged the readiness of the association to comply and operate within the law guiding their businesses and partner with the government in enhancing security.
As good as government do now, we ourselves we're happy because any person I go for meeting or person, what you go do battle like this cannot come and disturb everybody. We just pass to that person and have that uniform, which the lumber.
Recommendations made at the end of this engagement meeting will be forwarded to the Ekiti State House of Assembly, where a public hearing will be held and law will be enacted for smooth operations of scavengers in the state. In Ado Ekiti, Olukemi Sani, NTA News.
And following his recent outing at the Sustainability Week Summit in Abu Dhabi, President Bola Tinubu has been commended for his invitation to investors to collaborate on Nigeria's green bonds. Sponsor of the Nigerian Climate Change Bill, now an act, and members that represented Ikwanumwahe North and South Federal constituency in the Ninth House of Representatives, Samuel Onibo, in an exclusive interview with NTA, said Nigeria's green bonds have proven over time to be successful, and the president's invitation is a clear demonstration of his commitment to contribute to Nigeria's quota to the global challenge.
We must appreciate the fact that this is something involving the entire world. As Mr. President said, it's not just a national challenge, but a global challenge that has its opportunities and challenges. So he said a whole lot, and he also reminded the world, and I want to quote, say, to succeed, we must collaborate, and collaborate decisively as a global community. But the key thing and the good thing about Mr. President's invitation is that, look, he was confident that the Nigerian nation has succeeded in doing this. About 7 universities were beneficiaries of that in trying to enhance their renewable energy. And then the other sums were used for forestations in targeted ways. So you see the outcome. So when Mr. President said he was inviting investors to come and join the Nigerian benefits or participate in this, he has seen that this is transparent, this is targeted, it's robust in nature.
The newly recruited police constables have been urged to treat the civilian population with utmost love and compassion in the discharge of their assigned duties, with a view to ensuring 100% success of the community policing initiative of the Nigerian Police Force. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, at the police training school, Nekede Owerri, during the passing out parade ceremony of the newly recruited 480 police constables. Kingsley Onaniwo's report is hereby presented.
It was indeed a memorable day for these newly recruited young policemen and women from Imo and Abia states as they finally accepted the call for the service of their fatherland. Addressing the newly recruited police officers, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, represented by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 9, Umuahia, AIG Suleiman Amuda Yusuf, enjoined them to show empathy and compassion towards the civilian population, particularly the vulnerable, while maintaining firmness and fairness in all interactions.
We utilize the authority to protect citizens, enforce law and apprehend criminals.
Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma and his Abia State counterpart Alex Oti, who were represented at the occasion, appreciated the sacrifices being made by the Nigerian police force in the fight against crimes and criminality in the land.
I use this medium to challenge you to display enviable professionalism in your work environment.
I hope that you have imbibed all the tenets of discipline.
Chairman, Police Service Commission, DIG Hashimu Arugungu, retired, who was represented by the Deputy Director, Police Discipline Department, Judge Murako, informed the newly recruited police personnel that the Commission will not fail to sanction any one of them found wanting in the discharge of his or her duties. Out of the 480 newly recruited police constables, 298 are male, while 182 are female.
This is the news desk on NTA News 24. Here now is a quick look at our major stories. President Bola Tinubu to depart Abuja for Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, January 26, 2025 for Africa Heads of State Energy Summit. Senate Chief's resumption of plenary from Tuesday 28 January to Tuesday 4 February 2025. Kogi State Government approved 316.5 million for bursary disbursement. And that concludes the news desk on NTA News 24. Thank you for your company. I am Mina Daniels.